What's up, guys? Welcome back to part 2 of Pay Attention to What You Pay Attention to. If you haven't watched the first video, check that out real quick because it will give some context to what we're talking about in this video. And definitely hit that subscribe button and bell icon if you like what we're discussing on this channel. So hopefully by now you've gained some clarity as to what you often pay attention to throughout the day. Perhaps you discover that you frequently replay past events and it makes you anxious because you're worried if someone is upset with you. Maybe it's fear of the future that paralyzes you and you're constantly focusing your attention on what could go wrong and considering worst case scenarios for nearly every aspect of your life. So now that we're more aware of what we tend to focus on throughout the day, what do we do? What do we do with that knowledge? How should it impact the way we live? One of the biggest things we can do is grow in our willingness and ability to pay attention to the present moment. The present moment is all we have. This moment right now is all you have. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow is not guaranteed for any of us. And shifting our focus to paying attention to the present can greatly improve the quality of our lives. So here are 3 ideas of things to consider directing our attention to that helps us pay attention to the present. The first thing is to pay attention to your emotions. Most of us have been trained to ignore and downplay our emotions, and ignoring our emotions can cause numerous mental and physical health issues. If you're new to naming your feelings and feeling your feelings and just being curious about them, then a feelings wheel will be your best friend. A feelings wheel will lay out over 75 different feelings that will really help you pinpoint what you're experiencing and what you're feeling. And I came across a really helpful 5-step guide on how to feel your feelings by Milk and Honey Therapy in North Carolina. I'll drop a link to that below in the description, and big shout out to them for providing such a great free resource. If you'd like a similar resource, but more specifically from a Christian faith-based perspective, then check out the reflection section on psychiatrist Kurt Thompson's website, and I'll drop that link below too. Paying attention to our feelings can not only help our mental and emotional health, but it can even improve our physical health. Feeling our feelings is foreign to many of us, so it's possible that you might need help from a counselor or someone with some training in this area if you find yourself really struggling with this practice. Number 2, pay attention to why we act, think, and speak the way that we do. You could call this simply becoming curious. Rather than accepting your reactions or your thinking patterns as 100% valid, become curious about them. Question them. Ask yourself, why do I always tell myself the same story when someone wrongs me? Why do I lash out in ways that I'm later embarrassed of when I don't get my way? Why do I get so angry when someone is taking a long time to place their drive-thru order at McDonald's? When we become curious about why we do the things that we do, we can really start to have some clarity and connect the dots as to why certain things perhaps trigger us in deep ways. And this can lead to realizing some of the work that we need to do in dealing with hurt from our past that's impacting our present. And this type of self-awareness does not come naturally for most of us. You might need professional counseling to help you navigate this as well. If we're trying to understand who we are and where we're heading, we've got to understand how we got here in the first place. And lastly, consider paying close attention to the dreams and longings of your heart. As a follower of Jesus, I believe that God has given us dreams, desires, and gifts to make an impact on this world in ways that only you can do because there's no one like you on this planet. So if there's a longing within you, regardless of how small and insignificant it may seem, pay attention to it. Is there a desire within you to bring beauty and goodness into the world? Do you have a longing to help other people flourish? Because really, isn't that what all of us desire deep down? We want our lives to matter. We want to see other people live full and meaningful lives. We want to help others do that. But we must pay attention to our own dreams and longings in our heart before we can really begin to take action. So perhaps you're an artist or a musician and you have a desire to bring other creatives in your city together to build relationship and encourage each other in their unique giftings and talents. Pay attention to that desire and consider how you might take one step forward to make that happen. Share your dream with some trusted friends and invite them in the journey with you. for guidance and support. Maybe you experienced a lot of neglect and abandonment as a child, and perhaps you sense a tugging on your heart to give back to kids who are in the same spot that you used to be. Pay attention to that desire and consider what it might look like to be an advocate for the vulnerable in your city. And again, invite others with you into the journey. There are thousands of ways that we can bring beauty and goodness into the world, but oftentimes it starts by paying attention to what's stirring inside our own hearts. So there you have it, 3 ideas of different things you can focus your attention on to help you better live in the present and pay attention to things that actually matter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, then it would help me greatly if you'd hit that subscribe button and share this video with a friend. Peace.